David Walliams Slime, Chapter 26. As Ned tumbled through the air, he shut his eyes tight. The boy was about to be eaten alive by 101 cats. However, what Ned didn't see was that slime was arching up from the moat to form a bouncy castle beneath him. A bouncy castle made of slime. The bouncy castle landed right on top of the cats. Ned landed in the dead center of the bouncy castle, only to find himself flying back up into the air, back over the wall, and heading straight for the moat again. Once Ned had been plucked up from the murky depths, Slime turned himself into a ladder that seemed perfect, like the perfect way to get over the wall. That was until the boy actually attempted to haul himself up with his arms. It was so wet and slippery, he slid straight back down into the moat. Eventually, after much discussion between Ned and his slimy friend, a solution was found. It was so simple it was brilliant. The boy would be shot out of a slime cannon and land up on top of the kitty litter castle. So on the count of three, Slime blasted Ned up into the air, over the wall of the castle, and crash-landed into the moat on the far side. Slime transformed back into the sea monster and plunged down into the depths of the moat to save his friend. Once back on dry land, the boy wailed. "This is impossible," he said. "Nothing's impossible," replied Slime. "Getting into Aunt Greta's castle is. Yes, apart from that, obviously." The pair thought for a moment. "There must be some way over the wall and past those cats," said Ned. "What do cats hate?" asked Slime. "Dogs." "Then I shall be a dog." In an instant, Slime transformed into a dog. The dog, which was 100 times the size of a normal dog, dried itself off by doing that weird shaking thing that dogs do. Next, the dog placed Ned on its back. Miraculously, the boy didn't slip off. It then paced away from the castle before bouncing towards it and taking a gigantic jump. They leaped over the wall, and success. They landed in the castle courtyard right on top of the sea of the cats. With cats circling them, the pair were scared. "You're a dog," reminded Ned. "Growl at them." "I'll try," replied Slime. Aunt Greta's cats were not easily scared. In fact, they actually laughed at this pitiful display. "Oh no," said Ned. The cats began circling the intruders before going on the attack, baring their fangs. Some of the bolder cats began scratching at this dog with their claws. Ned and Slime cowered in a corner. They cowered so far in the corner that in no time the pair were nothing more than a gooey mess. It looks like the end. It certainly does. There are just so many of them." "How many?" asked Slime. "I can't count them all. They keep moving around." Still, Aunt Greta's army of cats hissed and swiped with their claws. "If they aren't scared of dogs, there must be something else they're frightened of," reasoned Ned. "But what?" The cats were pouring nearer and nearer. "Water!" exclaimed the boy. "Of course," agreed Slime. Slime become a raging sea. Slime did just as its friend asked. In no time at all, the castle courtyard was sloshing with a slimy sea. The cats agreed, and Ned was right. The cats were scared of water. In fact, they were terrified. The monstrous moggies were now leaping on to anything floating on the surface of the slimy sea, chairs, tables, and other cats. Ned, who was body surfing on a wooden tray, spied an open window on the wall. "Through here, Slime," he called out. The boy slid through the window, and the sea of slime followed, pouring itself through the narrow frame. Inside the castle, the boy fell on the floor. The slime poured on top of him. "Yuck," said the boy. Ned looked around. He was inside the biggest room he'd ever been in his life. It was a picture of opulence. Oil paintings, priceless antiques, crystal chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. It was a world away from the humble cottage where he lived. "Who goes there?" demanded a voice. It was Ned's aunt, Greta agreed. The lady was standing right over them, dripping with jewels and holding a particularly fearsome cat in her arms. At first glance it wasn't clear who was holding who. It might as well have been the cat holding the aunt, as they were both the same size. The cat, like all others, was called Tiddles. This Tiddles you could tell apart from the rest, for the simple reason that it was the size of a grizzly bear. It was really gigantic. "I said, who goes there?" repeated Aunt Greta. The boy heaved himself up onto a chair. Meanwhile, slime, which had spread all out over the silk rug, gathered itself together again. It took a form behind the boy. "It's me, Aunt Greta, your favourite nephew, Ned," spluttered the boy. "Well, I say favourite. You've only got one, so I must be your favourite." Aunt Greta was not the least amused. "You are a leech, is what you are, boy. Suck in all you can from me, like the rest of your wretched family." The evil cat was giving him evil eye. They glinted like diamonds on his collar. "Didn't you read the sign? Trespassers will be eaten. I want you out of my castle now, or I will set Tiddles on you." With that, she hurled gigantic Tiddles towards the boy. The great thing landed with a thud on the floor. "And who is this gigantic bogey with you?" demanded Aunt Greta. "Charming!" exclaimed Slime. As it looked down, it noticed that gigantic Tiddles was licking Slime's blobby foot with its huge rough tongue. Slime did not agree with the cat one bit, and soon gigantic Tiddles was coughing up not hairballs, but slime balls. "Slime is my friend," replied the boy. "How perfectly revolting to have a lump of snot for your friend," remarked Aunt Greta. "You should try having a friend some day, Aunt Greta. We worry about you here all alone." The lady chuckled to herself. "Friends? I have no need for friends, or family, or anybody. These are my nearest and dearest." With that the lady displayed her jewels to the boy. Aunt Greta looked like a Christmas tree with sparkly decorations dangling from every conceivable place. Pearl earrings in the shape of cats, silver bracelet with cat charms on it, a ruby brooch with the face of a cat, a solid gold cat watch, a sapphire pendant in the shape of a cat, and of course her crazy cat crown. You might mistake Aunt Greta for a member of the royal family if it were not for the stench of cat wee. "What are you doing here, boy?" she sneered. "I didn't invite you to my castle. I never invite people to my castle. They always want something." "Well, actually," began Ned before he was cut off. "Is it money? Is that why you are here? Because I will tell you now that you aren't getting a single penny of my millions. Do you hear me? Not a penny." "Is she always like this?" whispered Slime. "This is her on a good day," replied Ned. "What do you want, boy? Tell me," she thundered, "or else I will set my 101 cats on you." Ned looked up at the castle window. The other 100 cats must have scrambled up the courtyard wall. Now they were streaming into the living room, a rushing river of cats, led by gigantic Tiddles. All other Tiddleses began circling the pair, ready to strike. "Tell me, boy," she yelled, causing her jewelry to clank together, "or you will be cat food." The boy had the naughtiest notion, a notion that would teach this lady a lesson that might just change the lives of all children of Mulch forever. "I am here, auntie dearest, because I want to give you something." The lady was intrigued. "Me?" "Yes, you. I worry that you just don't have enough jewelry." Greta looked down at her many adornments. "You are right, boy," she trilled. "I don't have nearly enough sparkly things. There was always a need for more, more, and more." "Would you like some more?" asked Ned. "Yes," growled Greed. "Give me more." Ned looked at Slime. "I knew you would want more. Please, let my friend Slime treat you." The pair smiled at each other. Slime knew exactly what to do. "Let's start with another necklace," exclaimed the boy. With that, Slime's chest opened, and a torpedo of goo shot out. It hit the lady's chest, covering her in slime. And of course, some new earrings. Two smaller slime blobs struck her ears. And why have a tiara when you can have a great big massive crown? Then what was left of slime rose into the air and came crashing down on her head, covering her from head to toe in goo. She shrieked, as Ned allowed himself a chuckle. Slime gathered himself together again and shot back over to the boy. "We need to get out of here," exclaimed Slime. "Why, the Tiddleses are on the attack." Ned looked down. Surrounding him were cats, and more cats. Leading the pride of cats with gigantic Tiddles, the enormous beast jumped up at the boy, its fangs bared. Slime thought fast. Without a word, it shot up to the ceiling and stuck there. It was now like a jellyfish. Long, gooey tentacles poured from above. "What about me?" Ned called up. "I am getting there," Slime called down. Just in time, the tentacles scooped the boy up and whisked him to the ceiling. Ned's bare feet became embedded in the slime. He hung there, upside down, out of reach of the cat's claws, feeling more than a little pleased with himself. However, the smug look on his face turned sour as his slime-drenched aunt barked her order: "Tiddles, eat that boy!"